Granny manners and the future of marketing. Remember your grandma's manners? Elders have always had a distinct etiquette. If you're like me, you probably remember tensions between your teenage self and your parents or grandparents. This friction was generational. But the world speeds up, and notable changes in culture, often driven by technology, are unfolding at a much faster pace in front of our eyes. And it applies to business, specifically marketing, communications, and sales. It's a vast topic for long campfire chats. So let me just tease you with a key takeaway from my recent processings. If I generalize, it's not for blindness to nuance, but rather to pick up a pattern in the noise and arrive at insight. TLDR. Playbooks are dead. Best practices are trash. Marketing that works will be unscripted, unpolished, personal, and casual. And it will be relational, at least for a while. And here's why. Trend number 1, the imperfect. There is a cafe on the corner that we're friends with. This place is casual, with a clear amount of love put into the tiniest details. Handwriting and handcraft is everywhere, and my wife and partner opens a portraiture exhibition there. The portraits are so incredibly human, but also professionally produced. And the same goes for posters and invitations. And here comes the glitch. We learned that they wouldn't like the poster there, and you may wonder why. It took a while to process, but the conclusion was blind and obvious. It was way too perfect, too well crafted. It looks like content produced by these big brands, not by an artist. And this perfectly illustrates a broader trend that I've been observing for a good few years. Here's the society readout between the lines. Brands do marketing professionally. Well-produced commercials, amazing photography, Hollywood-grade anthem films, glossy paper. But the problem is, people don't trust brands anymore. So they have become avert to things that look too good. Today, they like it rough, unpolished, and casual. Polished things is brands, unpolished is humans. And that's been going on for a while. Tracing back the origins, I would say it started around 2015, maybe 2018, with maturity of social media. Trend number 2, pressure and saturation. That was around 2015 when we started marketing our studio in a systematic way across multiple channels. In the era of mass emailed ads, we were among the earliest adopters of personalized outreach, an approach dubbed cold email or drip campaigns much later. There were no playbooks. There were some practices coming from a lead gen agency that we tested, but we turned it upside down instantly, arriving at a whopping 80% reply rates. This stuff was new and went under the radar. But a decade passed, and the amount of AI-accelerated sales emails hitting your mailbox daily make the Moore's law look pale. Most of these emails look the same. They run on best practices. They follow a playbook. And it takes you about 20 milliseconds to hit delete just glancing at a subject. People smell a rat for a mile. Is it just email? You do the same for cold calls, outdoor, TV, or internet ads. They've become as transparent as air, and you only realize how much energy it costs you to keep the filters on when you hit the suck in the evening. I'm sure you saw a LinkedIn timeline at least once. There is a certain kind of people that make up a pattern. They have quote-unquote optimized profiles and posts that tick all the boxes of marketing guru playbooks. Their growth hacks earn them an instant unfollow or ban from me. So what is it that is left? Well, people that are more human, colors that are more muted, quieter tones, and superlatives edited out. I have a strong take on that. Mind the caveats. I think we arrived at the moment where email as a new business channel is dead, and so is social media. If not just yet today, probably tomorrow. If this works, it's an exception. Business will get way more personal, and new business will become local back again. Trend number 3, shorting circuits. This one is less obvious and takes a wider perspective to notice, but let's try. 20 years ago, internet marketing was big. You wanted to right away, you needed a website. Then came e-commerce. Then came social media. And some people still think in terms of putting an offer on their comprehensive corporate website. But the world has moved on. There are folks that are social native. They understand that convenience and the flow of timeline scrolling is a strong track, and trying to interrupt the pattern is just plain inefficient. I'm not telling that you, a founder or an owner of a company in tech, creative, or whatever sector, that you should go to TikTok and seek a 7-figure B2B contract over there. Although, as crazy as it sounds, that could actually work. No, I'm far from it. What I mean is that sometimes we tend to lean onto the ways of doing things that go round in circles, instead of packing a punch right in the face. So, seek for shorting circuits. Stuck in a long bidding process? Go for a coffee with someone. Pitching? Go around. And it's not wisdom that's novel, it's the context. Conclusions. These are just a few of trends shaping the direction ahead. Certainly there is more. I'm definitely betting on being more human, more casual, less energized, and more raw approach to relationship building, sales, marketing, or personal branding, if you will. Have some depth. Don't trim yourself to the cliché roles. Business communication is not business only anymore. If it is, it becomes flat. And that's exactly why over the last few years I cured myself of unconditional perfectionism. It's just not relevant anymore, and it's making more harm than good. That's also why when I built a new website for my advisory path just a few days back, I included photographs of myself playing saxophone, something that is important and integral to who I am. And even if it seems to look way off and confusing when viewed through a lens of expectations of what a professional advisory website should look like, it makes some sense. Why? Because it sticks out. And not necessarily it is making me hard to ignore. That's a different approach. And frankly, we're also quite fed up with that already. But rather, I think it welcomes you to a world that's a little bit less curated and more in line with real life. The new world is casual, and so is the world of B2B marketing. Just go listen to some TikTok folks or Gen Zs out there. That's it for today. Stay prolific until the next one.